What if your worry is a prayer? A deep, fervent prayer for the very thing you are trying to avoid. You've been fighting the shadows on the wall, haven't you? Pushing, striving, trying to force the world outside to bend to your will. You believe the answer is in the next action, the next message, the next sign. But you are looking at the reflection in the mirror, trying to force it to smile while your own face is etched with concern. This is the secret, the one that changes everything. The world doesn't respond to your struggle. It responds to your state of being. It perfectly mirrors the silent assumptions you hold as truth within. The real work is never out there. It is, and always has been, within. Stay with me, because you are not here to learn a new technique. You are here to be reminded of the power you have forgotten, a power that can solve everything, not through noise, but through a profound, divine silence. By the end of this journey, you will not need to worry, because you will have finally met the God within who solves it all. Listen closely. That restless energy you feel, that constant checking of the phone, the rereading of old conversations, where does it come from? You tell yourself it's care, it's concern, but go deeper. It is a prayer, a desperate prayer broadcast from a place of lack. Each time you check, you are screaming into the ether, I am not remembered, I am forgotten. You are living in a state of agonizing doubt, and this state, my dear friend, is a creative one. You are meticulously sculpting a reality where you must keep checking, because the satisfaction you seek is always just beyond your grasp. This mental noise isn't just a symptom of your fear, it is the very engine that manufactures the circumstances you dread. It is the vibration of scarcity, a frequency that cannot, and will not, be answered with abundance. It is an subtly pushing away the very presence you crave. Oh, you are powerful, yes, but you are using your power to affirm their absence. But that's only the surface of this illusion. You must understand that the other person feels this. They may not know what they feel, but they receive your transmission. They feel the subtle pressure of your need, the unspoken demand in your silence. This energy of neediness is not attractive. It is exhausting. It is a constant whisper of what about me that vibrates beneath every interaction, both real and imagined. Consciousness is one. Your inner world is not contained within your skull. It is a force that permeates everything. When you are in that state of frantic, anxious noise, you are impressing upon their consciousness the feeling of being pursued by a void. And what is the natural reaction to a void? To pull away, to create distance. You are, in essence, commanding them to feel that something is missing. And so they act upon that command, reflecting your own inner emptiness back at you. This is the law. It is perfect, and it is impersonal. Now, let's go deeper. Imagine a different state. A state of profound, unshakable calm. This is mental silence. It is not an empty mind, but a satisfied mind. Can you recall the feeling? That quiet assurance after you've sent an important package. You don't track it every second. You don't worry if it left the facility. You sent it. It is on its way. You trust the process. You rest. That serene conviction, is the most magnetic force in the universe. It is the Sabbath. It is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This silence is a deep, internal hum of knowing. It communicates to all the world. I am complete. I lack nothing. It is a state of being so whole, so self-assured, that it doesn't need to check for confirmation outside of itself, because it is the confirmation. This is the state of the Creator at rest, observing their finished creation and knowing that it is good. This is where your true operant power awakens. This quiet satisfaction forges a completely different reality, where mental noise pushes, mental silence draws. It is the difference between chasing a butterfly and becoming a garden it longs to rest in. When you inhabit this satisfied mind, you are no longer broadcasting need. You are radiating peace. My radiating fulfillment. This is the energy that the other person receives. Instead of feeling the pressure of your lack, they feel the irresistible pull of your wholeness. Your inner calm becomes a sanctuary they subconsciously seek. They begin to think of you not because you are trying to make them, but because their own consciousness is drawn to the harmony you embody. Your silence is not empty. It is pregnant with the fulfillment of your desire. It is a powerful declaration to the universe that you have already received, and the universe, which only mirrors your state, has no choice but to bring the physical manifestation into your world. So you see, the battle is not out there. It is not with them, their moods, or their actions. The entire drama unfolds within your own consciousness. You have been living in the chaos, the frantic noise of the unfulfilled mind, and you have seen the world it creates. A world of waiting, of anxiety, of constant seeking. But there is another way. There is a state of being that is your birthright. A state of quiet, powerful, magnetic certainty. A satisfied mind. The question is not whether this power exists, it is the only thing that exists. The real question is, are you willing to abandon the noisy addiction to doubt and choose to enter the profound, creative stillness of mental silence? Because it is in this silence that all things are given to you, not as a reward, but as a reflection of who you already are. So, how do you step out of the storm and into this sacred silence? This is not a technique you perform. It is a power. You reclaim it. Begins not with effort, but with a decision, a true decision. Not a hopeful wish whispered into the void, but a calm, internal decree from the center of your being, from the great I am that you are. In a moment of stillness, close your eyes, let the world fade, and in that quiet temple within, you make a declaration. You are not asking permission. You are not begging the universe. You are the operant power here. You simply state your intent as fact. I decide to be thought of by him. Feel the finality in those words. It is not a beginning, but a conclusion. It is an act of selection. You have just chosen a reality from the infinite possibilities. And by this simple, firm decision, you have set the direction for all the creative power that you are. It is the first, clean stroke of the master artist. But a decision, in its purest form, needs a vessel. It needs to be felt and experienced to become a living reality in your world. Your deeper mind, the womb of creation, does not understand the language of words alone. It understands the language of feeling, of sensory experience. This is the great secret. You must now clothe your decision in the flesh of reality. You must give it a form that your subconscious can accept as real. And you do this by creating a short, simple, sensory scene, a moment in time, no more than 3 or 4 seconds long, that implies your decision is already a fact. This is your victory scene. It is the anchor that holds your consciousness in the state of the wish fulfilled. It is not a long, elaborate movie. It is a single, potent snapshot of fulfillment, looped over and over until it takes on the tones of reality. This scene is the bridge from the unseen to the seen, the sacred act of imagination that makes you a creator of worlds. Here is what changes everything. This scene must be experienced in the first person. You are not watching it on a screen. You are the actor, feeling everything. What would you actually feel if you were already the one he thinks of constantly? Perhaps you imagine the feeling of his hand holding yours, and you focus only on the warmth, the texture, the secure grip. Or perhaps you see your phone light up, and you read a short, joyful message from him, feeling the sweet relief wash over you. Or maybe you hear a friend's voice saying, he hasn't stopped talking about you, and you let the quiet, serene joy of those words permeate your entire being. Choose one, just one, and feel it. Don't force the feeling, but allow the scene to naturally generate the feeling within you. A feeling of a sweet, gentle victory, a quiet thank you, a profound sense of relief. This feeling is the key. It is the signature of the accomplished fact. Now, you have planted the seed. You have made the decision and impressed it upon your deeper mind with feeling. You do this just before sleep, letting it be the last thing that occupies your consciousness as you drift off. But your work is not done. Your daytime task is now the most crucial of all, to protect that seed with conscious silence. The world of your senses will try to deny your new reality. Your old habits of doubt will try to resurface. The temptation to check, to seek for signs, to question this is the mental noise that can uproot the seed before it has a chance to sprout. Your task is the art of letting go. It is a conscious choice, made moment by moment, to withdraw your energy from the problem and to rest in the solution. You have sent the package. It is on its way. Your only job now is to not interfere with the delivery. When the old thoughts of anxiety or doubt arise, as they will, you do not fight them. You do not resist them. That would give them your power. Instead, you simply acknowledge them, perhaps with an internal smile, and you gently affirm your truth. It is done. Let that be your silent mantra. A wave of fear comes. It is done. A temptation to check his social media. The package is on its way. You are choosing calm over chaos, faith over fear. Each time you make this choice, you are watering the seed you planted. You are nourishing it with your belief. You are refusing to give life to any reality other than the one you have chosen. This conscious silence, this gentle letting go, is not passive. It is an act of immense power. It is the quiet, unwavering faith that commands the unseen forces to rearrange the world in harmony with your inner state. This is how you truly create. After you have planted your seed in the fertile darkness of your subconscious, you enter a sacred period of rest. This is the Sabbath, a valley of tranquility. But be aware, for this valley has its own tests, its own subtle shadows designed to challenge your new state. The first and most insidious of these is the tyranny of the question. When the moment your mind asks, when will it happen? You have, in that instant, cancelled your prayer. You have ripped yourself out of the state of fulfillment and declared, once again, it is not here yet. The question when is the language of lack. It is the voice of the old man, the ego, who believes only in the linear passage of time and the evidence of the senses. To entertain this question is to poison the seed. It is a declaration of doubt, an admission that you are still on the outside, looking in, waiting for something to happen to you, instead of knowing it has already happened within you. The solution to this tyranny is a state of being we will call divine indifference. This is not coldness. It is not apathy. It is a profound, unshakable trust. It is a radical commitment to your own inner peace above all else. When the question when arises, you see it, you acknowledge it without judgment, and then you consciously turn your attention away. You lovingly tell that part of yourself, my peace is more important than the timeline. You communicate to the one consciousness that your inner state of serene joy is your ultimate reality, and the external manifestation is merely a secondary, though certain, event. You shift your focus to something that brings you joy in this moment. You read a book, you take a walk, you immerse yourself in your work. This is not distraction. It is the highest expression of faith. You are living in the end so completely that the how and when are of no concern to you. They are details for God the I Am within you to handle. The next challenge you will face is the false evidence of your senses. Your eyes will show you an empty inbox. Your ears will hear silence. The physical world, in all its apparent solidity, may present a perfect contradiction to the reality you have claimed within. You must remember this. Your five senses are liars. They are not reporting on the present reality. They are reflecting a world that was created by your past consciousness, by your old assumptions. The physical world is a shadow. It is an echo. To believe it over the truth of your inner world is to worship a graven image. It is to give your power away to a memory. Neville taught us to deny the evidence of the senses when it contradicts our inner assumption. The reality you are creating is gestating in the unseen. You must be loyal to this unseen reality, even, and especially, when the entire world of Caesar screams that it is not true. The tool to overcome this illusion is a mental diet. It is a conscious, deliberate act of spiritual hygiene. You would not knowingly eat poison. Why then would you feed your mind poisonous thoughts, images, and conversations that contradict your fulfilled desire? This is the work. This is the discipline. You consciously refuse to indulge in anything that denies your assumption. You stop checking their social media, for you are feeding the belief that you are separate. You stop discussing your problem with friends, for you are affirming that it still exists. You turn away from any thought or feeling that does not belong to the person you now are, the person who is already chosen, cherished, and thought of. You starve the old world of your attention, and you feed the new world with your loyalty, your feeling, your focus. This mental diet is how you let the old man die and allow the new man, your desired reality, to be born. Finally, there is one last, subtle trap: the feeling of effort. If applying this teaching feels like work, if you are straining to imagine, or struggling to feel, you are still in the energy of lack. You are still trying to make it happen, which implies it has not happened yet. The state of the wish fulfilled is natural, relaxed, and easy. The key to dissolving this effort is to play the future memory game. Instead of trying to manifest something in the future, you simply imagine that you are remembering something that has already occurred. You adopt a nostalgic, gentle feeling. You might say to yourself, "Ah yes, I remember that wonderful feeling of relief when he finally sent that beautiful message." Do you see the shift? You are no longer under pressure to create. You are simply revisiting a cherished memory. This removes all strain and allows you to inhabit the fulfilled state with a grace and naturalness that is powerfully creative. You are not manifesting. You are simply remembering. You must understand, the steps you have learned are not a magic trick to be performed in moments of desperation. They are a gateway. They are the training wheels for a new way of being. The ultimate goal is not to perfect a technique to get something. It is to permanently shift your dwelling place. It is to learn to live within the state of mental silence, to make this serene conviction your natural home. This is the great shift from occasionally doing the work to constantly being the one for whom the work is already done. It is the difference between visiting a beautiful, peaceful country and becoming a citizen of it. This isn't about manipulating the outside world. It is about so profoundly changing your inner reality that the outside world has no choice but to rearrange itself in a celebration of your new state of consciousness. You are no longer the magician. You are the magic itself. As you begin to live from this state, your entire relationship with doubt transforms. The anxious thoughts may still arise. They are, after all, habitual echoes from a past you are leaving behind. But you no longer see them as threats. You no longer battle them. You are the master of your inner house, and these doubts are but powerless phantoms knocking at your door. You do not need to fight them. You simply do not let them in. You recognize them for what they are: suggestions, not truths, shadows of a former self. And with a quiet, internal knowing, you simply return your attention to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. There is no struggle, no resistance. It is a gentle, masterful turning of your inner gaze. You have so fully identified with your new reality that the vibration of doubt can find no fertile ground within you. It withers in the light of your calm, persistent assumption. Your perception of time will also collapse and be reborn. When you live in mental silence, you are dwelling in the eternal now, the only place where creation happens. The linear time that your senses perceive as days, weeks, or months becomes a fluid secondary illusion. It is simply the necessary interval required for the seed you planted to push through the soil of the physical world. You begin to watch this unfolding not with anxiety, but with a calm, detached curiosity. Like watching a film when you already know the triumphant ending, there is no impatience, because you are not waiting for anything. You are abiding in the state of already having it. Time ceases to be your master and becomes your servant, obediently working behind the scenes to bring the evidence of your inner state into your field of vision. You have entered God's time, which is always and only now. This practice, this new way of seeing, will begin to integrate itself into the very fiber of your being. It ceases to be something you do before you sleep and becomes the lens through which you see the world. You walk through your day with an unshakable inner poise, a secret knowledge that you are the operant power in your own reality. Every person, every circumstance, every conversation is understood to be yourself pushed out, a mirror reflecting the state you hold within. This is not arrogance. It is a quiet, humble, and profound responsibility. Your reactions to life will soften you, become less a victim of circumstance and more a conscious chooser of your experience. You respond to the world from your center of peace, knowing that any discord out there can be resolved by first finding the harmony in here. Your inner world becomes your true home, and the fruit of living this way, it extends far beyond a single desire. By choosing to reside in this state of serene satisfaction, you become a magnetic being. You don't just attract the thoughts of a specific person. You attract grace, harmony, love, and abundance in all its forms. You become a walking embodiment of the fulfilled state, and the world, which is only a mirror, must reflect your beauty. Back to you, your calm is your power. Your inner peace becomes your greatest tool of attraction. This entire journey from the frantic noise of lack to the deep, resonant hum of mental silence is a complete paradigm shift. It is the journey home. It is the process of moving from chasing and seeking to a state of serene, powerful, and irresistible magnetism. You are remembering the creator you have always been. You are not the same person who started this video. The part of you that worries, that strives, that checks for proof, has been shown the exit. You are the creator, and your work is done. You are now simply living in the reality of its completion. So the only question left is this: what new truth are you going to assume is real? Right now, declare it in the comments below. Let your words be the first echo of your new reality. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications, because this remembrance has only just begun. And if this has awakened the power within you, the next video will teach you how to make it unshakable, even when the world shows you the opposite. Click on it now. The next level is waiting.